Hi, welcome to the Wilmore Sportsman's Club auction training for using the online process. Um, the first thing you need to do is you need to go to this website called tinyurl.com and then a / Wilmore auction, and then hit the enter key. Now what will normally happen, and I can't recreate it here because I've already got it basically a password put in, but we have that site locked down, and so a screen would come up with a logon and a password, and you would go ahead and type in for the logon would be Wilmore, WILMOR, all lowercase, and the password is going to be pheasant62, again all lowercase. And once you get that typed in, your browser should keep track of that logon and password. You shouldn't have to type it in again. And when you do, you'll come to this page right here. The first thing you'll notice, we've got our logo up there. We've got a house, sell an item, and you're not going to use sell an item because we're going to put all of the auction items out there. And then register now, log on, help, advanced search. So what you're going to do your first time in is you're going to click register now. And that's going to bring up this screen. And you're going to go ahead and just type it. Now, all we're worried about is these items that have an asterisk next to it. So like your name, username, password, email address, address, city, state, zip, so on and so forth. So just go ahead and type in your name. And go ahead and give yourself a username. Whatever username, this is going to be the logon information, so it's very important that you type in something you're going to remember. And then again, you're going to type in a password. And then you have to confirm that password. And then you're going to type in your email address. And you're going to type in your street address. And the city. And then the state. And your zip code. And don't need to type in your telephone number is not required. Time zone is not required there either, but it's already defaults to that. Now, if you have a PayPal account, you would go ahead and type in your PayPal account email address here. You don't have to have a PayPal account to use this site. You can use a credit card to pay for your items. So it's not important that you have. So if you don't have a PayPal email account, then just leave this field blank. And then you're going to type in, you have to type in some text here. This proves that you're not a robot. What they mean by that is there are software packages that go in and try to hack these sites, and they fill in the information that's needed, and then they just go ahead and click OK. Well, you have to type whatever's in this text box here, which is EKG, capital A, V, capital E, and then I have read and agreed, and then I click register now. And again, that's called a CAPTCHA, and what that does is that allows you to prove that you're a human being and not some software package, what they call a robot, trying to hack in this site. So then it says, thank you, Mark Webb, for registering. So we're basically all registered now. So what we need to do now is, again, whenever you always need to go to the start page, and the start page is this home. So you click on this little house, and it always takes you to the home screen. And there we're going to come down here to the login, and you're going to go ahead and type in that username that you typed in earlier. And that password you gave it. And then you're going to click log in. And oh, it doesn't like that. Okay, we'll try this again. Taz Devil. And there we go. Okay. So now I'm in, and it basically defaults this thing called My Control Panel. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to click the Home button. Again, we always need to click the Home button to go to the home screen. Now the first thing you notice on the left-hand side over here, we have some categories. So we have auctions broken down by categories. So we have camping, fishing, guns, hunts, miscellaneous tools, and trap. So if I were to come over here to, now anything inside these parentheses, these numbers, that basically shows how many items there are within that particular category. And right now this is more of a test, so I just only have 4 set up. So if I click on hunts, it basically shows a grand hunt. And right now it's the actual bid says that's what is bidded right now. It's either what the bid is right now or it's the starting bid. In this case, it's a starting bid because I can see on this bid pound sign number of bids, I can see there's 0 bids. So right now the starting bid is $100. So for us to bid on this, we have to go higher. Another thing you'll notice is when this is going to close. This is going to close in 21 hours and 56 minutes. If it was, let's say, a week from now, it would say something like 6 days, so many hours, and so many minutes. So to bid on this, I can go ahead and click on the Grand Hunt, and it's going to give some information about this. So it basically says when it's going to end, and when it's counting down. There's 0 bids. The current bid right now is 100. We're not worried about shipping fees, but I need to then put in a bid. So to do that, now the one thing you'll notice is this picture is a little grainy, and the reason it is to bring up this page very quickly. They've actually taken the data in that picture and shrunk it down, and so they made it a really small picture, data-wise picture, so it looks grainy. If I really want to see what the picture looks like, I can click on this little thumbnail below it, and that will actually show the actual picture of what the item is. And for the Grand Hunt, it's not that important, but you'll see some of the other items. It really is important to see a nice, clear picture. If there are multiple pictures, you'll see this little row below the picture will have multiple pictures, maybe different angles of it. So I'm going to go ahead and place a bid. So I'm going to go ahead and place a bid of $150, and I'm going to go ahead and click on Place Bid. And it says, okay, you're bidding on this. The current bid is 100. My bid is 150. It says by clicking on this Confirm Bid, you're basically putting a bid in for $150. So I go ahead and click OK, and it says your bid is in process. Your bid of $150 has been entered in the auction Grand Hunt. Now if I come back over here and click on the house to go back to the different categories, I can click on hunts, and I can see that the Grand Hunt now has 1 bid. It says $100. That was a starting bid. If I click on the Grand Hunt, I can see that it's automatically set up to it increments by $5. So hey, it says if you want to go ahead and bid, you can place a bid of $105. Now, if you put in a bid of $105, it's going to come back and say, sorry, that's not the current bid that's in right now. So you would have to basically go in for that. So if we click on this View History right now, we can see that Taz Devil has put in a bid. It says $100, but again, that was a starting, so it's kind of secretive. It's kind of letting you know, hey, there's a higher bid out there. And so I'm going to do this. I'm going to log out. I'm going to log in as my fake auction person. And so when I come in here, I'm going to go ahead and click on the Home button. I'm going to come over here to Hunts. I'm going to click on the Grand Hunt, and it says 105. So I'm going to put in 105, and let's see what happens. It says, sorry, you cannot bid on your own auction, because I put the auction out there. Okay, so let me log out of this guy. I've got a different item out there. Okay. So let me go back and try that again. So I'll go back to hunts. I click on Grand Hunt. I'm going to come down here and put in 105. I click place bid. So you're about ready to put in 105. I click confirm bid. It says, sorry, your bid is not enough to make the highest bidder. Would you like to bid again? So let me put in 140. I click place bid. And it says, you're still not there. So I put in 150. It says, sorry, you're still not there. I'm going to go ahead and put in 160. Now it's going to take it. So I've got it, and I basically go back and I look at the Grand Hunt again. Okay. Now I'm going to do this. I'm going to click on my control panel up here, and there I can see the items I'm currently bidding on. It says one item you're currently bidding on. It's ending soon. I click view item. Now the one thing I want you to really pay close attention to is the background of each of these items. You'll notice up here it says yellow is equal to outbid. So if the background of one of these two items were yellow, that means somebody has outbid me. So I'm going to log out real quick, and I'm going to log back in. And I click on this view item. Now notice the Grand Hunt that I bid on earlier now has a yellow background. So right now my highest bid was $150, and the current bid says it's $150, which is my current bid. So I'm going to click on the Grand Hunt again, and I'm going to come down here and I'm going to place, it says 155. I'm going to go ahead and put 170. I'm going to click place bid. I'm going to confirm this bid. And now when I come back to my control panel and I click on view, you'll notice that the background is no longer yellow. Now another thing I can do is I can come down here under my control panel and I can click on your bids. And it's going to show all of those items I've currently bid on. Now if I log back out and log back in as my other guy over here, and I come over here and I click on my control panel and I click on my bids, you'll notice that one of my items does not have a yellow background, but the other item does. That means I've been outbid. So my current bid is 160. I click on that. If I were to say 170 and click on place bid and go ahead and click confirm, it comes up and says, sorry, that's not high enough. So let me go ahead and change that to 180, and I click confirm bid. Now it takes it, and life is good. Again, I go back to my control panel. I go ahead and click on your bids, and I don't know why it's showing up yellow. But before I get back to that, notice that this item has been viewed 2 times, meaning that people have gone in and viewed it. So me and someone else has viewed this particular item. That doesn't mean somebody's bid on it. It just means that somebody has viewed it. If I click on view history for bids, we can see that all of these items have been bid against. Okay, now since I'm tester 2, it's going to show my name. It's not going to show the other person's name. It's just going to show bidder 1, bidder 2, bidder 3, bidder 4. So we can't see who's actually I'm bidding against. I just know that it's bidder. Now if I were to come back over here and I'm going to click on my control panel again, I'm going to check on this. I don't know why that's showing up yellow, because I am the highest bidder right now. Let me log out. And I click, yeah. So I've been outbid. So again, if I were to look at this Grand Hunt and I were to look at the view history, Notice I see Taz Devil now because that's who I'm currently logged in as, and I see bidder 1 as the other person. So again, I don't know who I'm bidding against. Now notice it shows 170, 170, 170, because remember I did make a bid of 170 and it said, sorry, that's not high enough, I had to back out. So, so right now, again, I think the reason is since bidder 1 had 170 as well, that's why it's showing that, yeah, because we both put 170 in there. So if, so currently right now, bidder 1 has it. So let me log out, log back in as my other guy. I'm going to look at this Grand Hunt, and I'm going to go ahead and make it 190. And now when I go back to my control panel, I don't know why that should not be showing yellow. But I can see that tester 2 there's been 13 bids, even though there's only been, it really bumped up the price so many times. It says 13 because every time somebody did a bid, that counts. If we go back to the actual item being, you'll notice that right now I'm logged in as tester 2. Right now is the highest bidder. It says tester 2, that's me, and it says you are the highest bidder. So if I were to log out and go back in as my other login, and click on view and then click on the Grand Hunt, and it says you have been outbid. And the highest bidder right now, it says bidder 1. Again, we don't know who bidder 1 is. So it's never going to tell us a name. And so I can then go ahead and click on, I can click view history, and it says 170. I actually don't know what the actual bid is. We do know because I know what I bid on the other one. So I'm going to say 220, and I click place bid. I could click confirm. I know that that's high enough now. So when I log out, well, first let me look at where I'm at. I'm gonna click on well, I've already logged out. So I'm gonna go to tester 2, and I click on, now it says right here. Now here's what's kind of neat is I got one item I'm bidding on is ending soon. There I can view that, so because I got 2 in this particular login, and it says you have been outbid on one item, and I can click view and I can see what that item is. I see the Grand Hunt, and there I can see bidder 1. Again, I don't know who that is. If there are multiple, it might say bidder 1, bidder 2, bidder 3, bidder 4, bidder 5. I just know, I can see, and I can click on this view history, and I can kind of see how many people are bidding on this. Again, I won't know who it is, but I can see how many different folks are bidding. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, so I have been outbid, and it shows right now a minimum bid of 230. So I need to go higher than 230. So I'm going to type in 235, and I click place bid, confirm it, I've got it, and when I go back to it, it says you are the highest bidder. So tester 2, that's me. Okay. If I go back to my control panel, it says one item I'm bidding is ending soon. I click view, and there I've got it. So I'm winning both of these because the background is not yellow. And again, if I click on, like say this one, it says you are the highest bidder. If I go back to my control panel and I click view, or again, I can come down here and click your bids, I can see that I'm also winning the Grand Hunts. When I click on that, it says you are the winner. Okay, so when I go to my control panel, I can view my account. I can see all the ones I've won. It'll show me all of the ones I've won, and it will say outstanding payments I owe. So if I do owe anything, they'll show up here. Now here's what's really important is auction notification emails. So if I click on this, the default is to receive an auction setup confirmation email. So when I set mine up, I should have gotten an email, and sure enough I did. I click on this Wilmore Sportsman Club, and it shows me that I actually bid on something, okay? But it also shows me I bid on that one too. So I've got that. So it basically says, hey, your item. So what this is showing me that I actually listed it as a seller. Sorry, I didn't. This is not what I bid on. So anytime that as a seller, it's going to show me what I put out there. So it hadn't put anything out there yet. So if I want to receive emails on a daily basis on what I'm winning, I can click on this receive one cumulative email once a day. And when I click on that, I need to make sure that I click on save changes. Okay, so that's saved. Sorry, this one up here says receive when I set up a confirmation email. Okay, so now at the end of every day, I should get an email saying, hey, here's where we're at in the auction. You're either the highest bidder or you're not the highest bidder. And now you can go back in and basically make another bid. I think that's about it. Again, when you go to, you always want to start at the home button, and there you can go in and you can click to see all of these other auctions. There'll be lists of auctions. Right now I've just got one in here, but there might be multiple. Click back and I can click on, let's say, guns. I can see all the guns that are basically being auctioned off. I can see here we got a tent. We can make a bid on that. So that's pretty much it. And then when you're done, you can go ahead and click on log out. Another thing you can do at any time, even if you're at my control panel, you can actually click. So let me go to my control panel. You can actually click on this drop down for categories, and you can go there as well. So I could click on fishing and get to all of the different fishing items. Or I'm sorry, I could search for something. So let's say I could say, well, I'm going to click here for camping, and I'm going to type in tent, and I click search for all, and nothing comes up. Well, that's great. As you see, I didn't write the software, so really what we always want to do is start with the home button and then click on a category, and then you can go in and click on that item, read about it. Down here we can read an item description about it. We can see all the pictures. Again, notice the picture's grainy. If I want to see a really good picture, I click on the little icon down here, and it shows a nice clear picture. I just click on the X to close it. I can then place a bid. I haven't talked about this, view active auctions. If I click on that, we can see all of the auction items that are currently out there right now. We can see that this particular item here has 3 bids on it. This guy has 16, and these 2 items have 0. We can see when they're going to all end. And we're seeing all the active auctions for now, when it says tester, that's the person who put the items out there. So don't worry about that, because if you click on that, it's going to show information about tester. And again, that's more like eBay, so we're not worried about that. So we click on my control panel. We can see all the items that we're currently bidding on. I can click on the home button. I can click on the different categories to see what is being auctioned off. Again, I can click on all categories, and it shows everything at once. And I can actually scroll and see everything at one time. If I want to see it categorized, I can then click on the home button and go into the different category. Once I'm done, I click log out. and I'm basically out. Any questions, make sure you send an email to Mark Webb. We're going to have some written instruction as well. I'll make sure I include my email address on there, so if you ever have any questions, I'll also put my cell phone number, so if you need to get a hold of me that way as well, I can kind of give you some help as far as that way as well. Happy bidding.